Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz on March 4, 2019, 3:21 p.m. in Birmingham, Alabama. And the topic is the mystery peace treaty that the Christian world are on the edge of their seat right now about this treaty. They are giddy. I mean, really giddy about this and excitement. Everyone's talking about it. Jack Van Impe is perhaps between he and Hal Lindsey are the two people that know more about prophecy and the timing of it than probably anyone else. And right behind them is John Hagee, Perry Stone, and people like this. And then you have the Skywatch and the Prophecy Watchers, Gary Stearman team, Tom Horn team. They're all over this treaty, as it seems to be the message and a news event that's been the best and that will be the best that they've heard since Hal Lindsey's late great Planet Earth. It's an event that everyone is just really holding on for. And I believe that Israel themselves are reflecting that very thing as well. They're excited. However, there are a few people that I don't care what you do and how you do it, they don't get excited about anything if they're not the ones in the limelight. And who am I talking about? Go look at the timing of the date of the beginning of the 2019 Prime Minister election in Israel. When that date, when the election begins, backdate it 40 days, and you'll come to a day and a time that indictments were brought up against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Where is that? Why am I going there? Well, look at the same thing with Donald Trump. Go to the actual beginning of the election and then back up 40 days, count the days, exactly 40, where indictments were laid out and proposed, and by lying, got a special counsel. 40 days. Same thing has happened to the United States and our God-given president, and to Israel and their God-given prime minister. So who is it that's bringing these indictments? Well, we call them in our country liberals, establishment. We call them left. We call them lying media, and we call them Democrats. In Israel, ironically, that's the very words that they use as well. There are a group of people that are liberal left. They lie constantly on news about what's going on. If you have to depend on them to really give the news, well, you need to go to a different station to get the news. You don't get it there. Same as in our nation, in our country. If you want to hear lies, then you'll never hear the truth. And for those who never hear the truth, then that's going to hurt you, because that'll keep you from making a request one day in your life that will have everything to do with the rest of your being in eternity. And there are those who don't want you to do that. It's hard to say that the liberal left, the media, CNN, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, all these they don't even know what they're doing. Really, they don't know what they're doing, because what happens to this administration also happens to them. They think they're doing something good when they do something wrong, or when they lie about it, or when they hurt someone. They think they're doing God a favor. They missed it by 100 miles. They're not doing God a favor. They're doing God a disservice, and they're hurting themselves. But they're doing it regardless. They're doing it. And it is a battle between the good and the evil, the principalities in the air that's bleeding over. And that's biblical, that these things would happen in our day. This is why all these Christian world that are really on prophecy, this is why they're excited. I'm excited too about it. I know the nearness of our time is coming. So the plan that Jared Kushner has taken 2 years to draw up for Israel, Jared being Jewish, loving his country and his people, he feel like that he can draw up the perfect plan for Israel. And this is what they're waiting for. He has gone to countries time and time again throughout the Middle East. No one knows what's in the peace plan. Only 5 people know it, but not any of the leaders in these other countries. But they each know a little bit of what's in the peace plan, the little bit that may affect them. And then the next country, a little bit that may affect them. So by that, they're coming aboard, even down to Abbas. The Gaza Strip nutcase. He sees something there that's good for him. So he's coming aboard. So the world sits and waits until Jared Kushner delivers this, what everybody's beginning to call a miracle, an amazing peace plan that'll be presented just after the elections. And he's prepared to deliver it to whoever the prime minister is. But we think the prime minister will be Benjamin Netanyahu, because God put him in, and God's not going to remove him at this time, at this date. And the score of this ball game all depends on him at bat and then taking him out. No, not going to happen. Netanyahu will be the next prime minister. He'll be the last prime minister of Israel. So with these things in mind, in the dates, they're all too ironic that the American and the Israeli, the dates on everything that happened here seems to be happening there. You can almost watch us and then, like people do, and then you go and see the same thing happen over there. Or either at an earlier time, you look and say, well, that's already happened. And that's happening to America. Jezebel, Jeroboam, these things are biblical, but they're repeating themselves in America as they did in Israel. So we don't know what's in the peace treaty. 5 people know, only 5, no more. But I'll chance this and say that it will not have a mention of a time period. Not 7 days, not 7 weeks, not 7 months, not 7 years. I don't believe there will be a mention of a time in that peace plan. I do, however, believe that peace plan will be used at a future date with the number 7 years in it. Peace plan will be that good, but it's not going to be used now. But they may accept it now, and it may be a good plan now for the Jews and for all their neighbors. But as the Bible says, all these things will break apart. They won't hold. It is the clay and the iron and clay that mixes. It's going to come crashing down. I mean, it says that over and over and over. So the feet of iron and clay just won't bond. And it never will. Not in any lifetime. So look at it like that. The timing is based on, again, was based on, and the indictment's based on, and the peace treaty, when it's read, is based on, and all these have dates already set up in advance, and it's just based on prophecy. That's all prophecy. So we'll know mid-April what it's about, and I believe that there will be a lot of good in it, but I believe there'll be a lot of people like you and I that may see something in it. So, wow, it's great as long as you take this out. Jody Wolf Expoz.